Hey everybody, it's Michael with Bay Area Hiking Guides. I got Beth here, and in this video we're going to be talking about, does hiking have a season? Alright, stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, does hiking have a season? Because this is one big thing that we tend to notice quite a bit. A lot of people go out there and they're like, oh, it's finally hiking season again. And is that really true? Do you think that's true, Beth? Is it kind of a season for hiking?
No, not in our area. No, we can hike year-round here. It's just different. There's different places to go. There's good places to go, and there's not so good places to go in the winter. You know, there's places around here where you're going to hit a lot of mud. You're going to end up with 2 inches of mud on the bottom of your boots. That's not fun. But there's a lot of places you can go that you can have good trails, good views. The thing about winter is right now we've had rain for about a month now, and things are really starting to come alive out here. You're starting to see green grass sprouting up. The manzanitas are starting to bud up and they're starting to bloom. They'll be blooming here in a couple of weeks. You'll see new plants, new ferns starting to sprout up. Things that were all dried up in the wintertime are coming back to life. So this is sort of a renewal time for us. It's the middle of winter, but it's a renewal time for our area because that's the time when things are starting to come alive. After not having rain for months, I've seen soap roots sprouting up. I've seen ferns coming out again. Like I said, the green grass is starting to come up. The views are great. The air is clear. Coming out here, we could see into the Sierras. We could see the snow on the Sierras. You can't see that. You can't see the Sierras if it's all foggy and, smoggy out. So waterfalls are flowing. Streams are starting to flow again. Streams that have been dry for months, you're seeing some beautiful water. A lot of different fungi sprouts up, especially in the redwood forest where you're getting some moisture. Interesting fungi comes up. You start seeing newts. There's all kinds of things that you can love about wintertime that are great around our area. You just have to dress properly. Dress warm. Bring rain gear in case you get stuck out in a rainstorm. It starts to sprinkle. But it's really a good time of year to hike. Plus, it's less crowded. It's not summer. It's not the families and hordes of people are not out here. Especially for backpacking, it's really quiet. I was up in Point Reyes a couple of weeks ago, and there was nobody out there in the backpack camp, whereas Point Reyes is usually very crowded.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have that solitude in winter. It's just one of those big players in solitude. Yeah. Not a lot of people go out because they think that hiking has a season around here. And it's a great way to just get away from everybody, because maybe you've been sitting in line at the Starbucks to pick up a cup of coffee and it's been 15-20 minutes. That can kind of aggravate you. Or you got to go through all that Target chaos when you're trying to get gifts for the in-laws. And this is a perfect time to kind of ease out a lot of that stress and get out there and get into some solitude. Now the cool thing is that you kind of knowing, you can always check the conditions as well on all trails to see how those conditions are, and you've got more mud than other mud. And a lot of the areas around here, like Los Trompos, the Elderberry Trail, is probably something I would probably stay away from for a while. But it gets a lot of mud because they got a lot of cattle going through there, and it makes things a whole lot of fun. But there's also places like the main strip on Sunol to go to Little Yosemite that's really good. And that's practically like the Iron Horse Trail. It's packed in so much. But it's a beautiful trail nonetheless. And also the redwoods. So the redwood trees, they've got the same root system. Root straight, they've got the taproot, they're diocot, but they've got more of that webbing-like roots that tend to keep a lot of that mud and stuff out of the area, so you can be out in the redwoods and just enjoy it. And if you get some pouring down rain and it's out there in the redwoods, man, that's just so gorgeous. And then you also mentioned the clothing and being prepared. I'm not a big fan of cotton. In general, cotton's kind of a no bueno, especially jeans. And I understand a lot of you are probably starting out. Some of you might be starting out in hiking, and you got to start with jeans. I get it. But you want to start kicking that stuff out. It does have its benefits in the summer, but in the winter, it's something you want to start getting out of out of your outfit, your wardrobe, your Uncle Knick-Knack. You want to avoid the cotton because it can do a whole lot of not so good things, especially when it gets wet. But yeah, it's just winter. It's a great time, and for photography as well. A lot of you photographers out there, Alejandro, I know you're on there. I know you're watching. He's a great guy. It's a great. You get a lot more of that blue, lighter yellow colors that you're shooting on the golden hour period. And you get a lot of that clear skies and stuff, so you can do a lot of really cool magic. And also, you've got that wonder of the oaks, and the deciduous oaks, they lose their leaves, and they're out there just showing everything, being bold and expressing their strengths, and you get to see that skeletal structure. So that's a really cool thing I like to always shoot in the winter. But get out there and go hiking. And I know a lot of other places around the world, you get a lot of snow, so again, I kind of have to be prepared for that and stuff. But in the Bay Area, with all this diversity we have, and we don't get those crazy, outlandish, blizzardous winters, your hiking's all year round. You can really, there's so much awesome magic going on here, especially you mentioned the manzanita's flowering. It's just fantastic. So get out there and go hiking in the winter for sure. Anything else you want to add, Beth?
We did a video last year, and it's still up on the channel, top 10 places to hike in the winter. And it specifies certain parks around here that have good traction on the trails and are good top places to hike. So go check that out.
Yeah, it's a real popular video. A lot of people have been checking it out. And Beth, really, you spent a lot of focus on hiking in areas that don't have a lot of mud and stuff. That are really enjoyable, so you're not jumping into your car with all that mud. I always bring an extra pair of shoes in the car if I know I'm going to be dealing with some mud. Then I'll bring an extra pair so I don't track it into the car or in the house. And I know if you got little ones running around, it could be fun. So check out that video. I'll leave that on the corner here. We'll check that out and check out all those wonderful places to go in the winter. Beth knows her stuff. She knows all these trails, the names of them, and places to go, and it's just, I don't know how the heck she stores all that stuff up. I can barely remember my name in the morning. Guys, thank you so much. Thanks for checking out the channel. Really appreciate it. We all love those subscribers, the likes. It's been just so fantastic making these videos and having Beth here for some of the videos, and as well as Tyler and a bunch of other people. It's just been so terrific. I don't know how much more to express my happiness and gratitude towards a lot of you guys. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and let's get ready for the new year because we got a lot of awesome stuff coming out, and I can't wait to talk about that. Some good stuff. All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you.